Raceway.
Well, made it look easy. Nice job for him. As they celebrate in victory lane, we're going to push out the Sprint 500 Tour. We got a lot of non-wing sprint cars, 16 strong, coming your way next. We'll bring it all to you live. You're watching Berlin Raceway live on Flow. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Berlin Raceway, brought to you by Ben Baker, as we see the Sprint 500 Series on the racetrack. And let's go down to Devin, I think, is caught up with one of our competitors.
Yes, guys, starting outside the front row is Kyle O'Gara in the 67. Always been a great runner at Berlin Raceway. You have a win on your car this season. Berlin's a good place to start up front with how technical it is. Tell us about your race car and how you plan to go about it.
Yeah, I think we had a good race car tonight. Struggled a little bit in qualifying and hit the invert pretty good. We generally come on strong for the races. We don't really pride ourselves on our qualifying efforts by any means, so we just need to get to the front early and try to run away from that 56 car.
Every driver talks about keeping the tires under them here. Tire wear seems to be a factor, but you guys run so quickly here, it seems like it's on go mode. How can you approach this from the front of the field? Can you almost use guys to your advantage and manipulate those around you?
I think the biggest thing we're going to have to use to our advantage is lap traffic. This track's fairly low grip and a lot of tire spin for us, so not a whole lot of management from our side with a 40-lap race. Just kind of go like hell and see what happens.
All right, there you plan to have it. Kyle O'Gara ready to step on the lob pedal for 40 laps. We'll catch up with some more drivers down here on pit road, guys.
All right, Devin, thank you so much. We'll take another quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Berlin Raceway live on Flow. And welcome back to Berlin Raceway. You're watching live coverage here on Flow as we get ready for the Sprint 500 2 Series. Let's go back down to the front stretch.
Well, Jackson Masenko starts outside of row number 2, and he has one top 10 finish this year, starting in the 4th position. You find yourself in a good position. Jackson, boy, you got heck of a third row behind you in Kody Swanson and Bobby Santos. Tell us how you plan to keep those guys in front of you or behind you.
Well, I think it definitely starts with getting a good initial start of the race, and hopefully if we can pick off Taylor right away, that'd be best. But at that point, starting on the outside is definitely not ideal. So it could be just damage limitation, and see if we can't get Taylor right away, we'll try and slot in behind her and pick them off one at a time. We've got a really fast Brad Hayes Racing sprint car today, and hopefully we can take it farther to the front than we already are.
These cars maneuver inside and outside so quickly in the middle of the turns. Is it almost like you can make a sudden move in the middle of that corner, or is it just like the pressure of getting tight in the corner forces you up?
Yeah, the runs definitely develop really quickly in these cars. And you just have to take advantage of what the other people give you. So on cold tires on an initial start or restart, specific drivers they might have difficulty with their cars on a short run, and they might be tight or loose, and you've got to take advantage of whatever they give you. So it'll just be kind of trying to position myself and place my car in the spot that I think best benefits me.
There you have it. That's Jackson Masenko ready to roll up from outside the second row. Good luck in that race, Jackson. Let's come down pit road, folks. We'll keep it right here. Sorry, Matt McKenzie. I want this time on here. Let's see if we can catch up with Kody Swanson. As you can see right there, climbing into his cockpit. This is the points leader here. Finished 4th last time out. He's got 2 wins this season, the most of any other driver from Kingsburg, California. We'll let him get to his wits about him. Here's a guy we can talk to really quick. Hopefully, Dakota Armstrong in the number 1 had a very solid 6th-place finish here on June 10th as he climbs into his car. Dakota, can we get a word with you real quick for Flo? All right, Dakota Armstrong starting outside or inside of the 4th row here. You got a long ways to work, but you're one of the best at Berlin Raceway in these cars besides a guy outside of you. How do you plan to manage this 40-lap race?
Yeah, I think the big thing is getting ahead of him early, kind of this start, how it plays out. Tyler's been so fast here. We've been good, but we've just been a little bit behind him. So my brother actually came and set this car up for me while I was on vacation with my family. So rolling pretty good tonight. So we'll see what happens here. This track is tough. It changes a lot when the sun goes down. So we're kind of guessing where it's going to go, but hopefully we'll be good.
All right, there you have it. Dakota Armstrong ready to roll off inside the 4th row from Newcastle, Indiana. What a driver he is. Let's see if we can catch up with one more driver before we get underway with this Sprint 500 series. Here's a 64 car. This is Jake McElfresh. 4 starts this year, 1 top 10. Talk to you real quick here, Jake. Pretty solid run for you this year. Top 10 overall, a solid car in here. But this is the middle of the pack. This is the hornet's nest, no pun taken. How can you get around these cars best you can and manage what has been a swarm of cars in these restarts?
Oh, I'm fortunate I got the fast guys right in front of me with the invert, so I'm hoping I can follow Tyler and Dakota and pick the way through the field and hopefully save some tire for the end for them.
When you say follow the leader, does that mean when a guy can get tight on the outside, are you talking follow them on the inside or vice versa on the outside? How much does that momentum factor in these cars?
Oh, momentum's a huge deal, and you got to be able to pass on the outside. So you got to be able to work both lanes. He's definitely the king of that here, so he'll be one to watch for that, and I'm going to watch him and hopefully follow him.
All right, there you have it. Jake McElfresh trying to follow the leaders inside the 5th row. We'll turn it back up to you guys for now there in the booth.
All right, nice job, Devin. Thank you so much as we got some of the different perspectives of some of the Sprint 500 participants. With that, we'll take one more final break, and we'll come back. We'll get them push started and get this one underway. You're watching Berlin Raceway live on Flow. Sprint 500 Tour Series coming up next. Welcome back to Berlin Raceway, brought to you by Sip Shine. As we see the Sprint 500 series coming up, the Must-See Racing Sprint cars will top off tonight's feature race with 30 laps to wrap up the rest of the evening. We should talk about, Tyler, what's coming up the next few weeks at Berlin. I don't want to be cliche, but it's pretty big. There's a lot happening here over the next few weeks.
Well, the next big stretch here actually ends with the must-see sprints we'll see later on tonight, August 12th on Fan Appreciation Night, when we are going to get towards the end of the season. They will be here. But jammed in the middle of all that, next week we have Hall of Fame Night. You and I, we do know one of the names that's going to be inducted. We don't know well, the second one is also secretive, and it's all going to be announced next week for Hall of Fame Night. Two names that people might know very well around Berlin Raceway will be inducted into the prestigious Hall of Fame.
And we should point out that weekend, too, we see super late models are racing. That will be their last race before the battle at Berlin.
That's a thing?
That's a big thing. We announced one more names, although I don't know. Did they see Brian's name on the list? Are you one of the people yet?
I'm on the list, but I'm not important enough to be on the Facebook thing
You
yet.
haven't been announced yet, whatever. You're saving the best for last, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming up. Sports will be back in action next week. Four cylinders, vintage modifieds will be here, and the mini wedges will be here. It will be Hall of Fame night as well, and Hall of Famers will be here as well. Bob Seneca will be here. The classic cars are all coming back. I know if you're a fan of the old cars, I know we're going to have the classic Sprinters. We'll probably have the old big boy car here.
Gail Cobb's.
Gail Cobb's, Ron Zimmerman's car. And we're also going to have Bob Seneca's old Bluebird car. Terry Seneca's going to bring that up for us. So if you're a race fan, you're a Berlin fan, and you're a super late model fan, that is about as good as it gets for classic Berlin night. That's coming up next week. And then after that, go ahead, Brian.
Hall of Fame night was one of my favorite nights, seeing all them guys and seeing all the old cars. And last year I actually fit in that big boy car.
You sat in it?
I sat in that thing.
Do you need a tetanus shot when it was done?
That thing is impossible to get in and out of.
Can you believe they used to race those things? It's crazy.
That's impossible. I would never.
With little tin cap helmets too. I mean, we have pictures down the hall of
Ralph Baker's old leather helmets here. Oh my gosh, it's we'll bring all that to you. We'll show you up close pictures of that next week. But we've got what year is that car? It was
32.
No, 30. What was it, Brian? You remember what?
I don't know what years he raced.
32 or 36. I feel like that just rings a bell.
I don't know. It's a really old car. Anyway, and then SRX is coming up in the Battle at Berlin after that. So it is a really, really big 3 weeks here. SRX is sold out except for some fan zone tickets. Battle at Berlin, the names just keep. The race just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. $30,000 to win super late model feature. That's all the next 3 weeks. So you got a Saturday and a Thursday and a Wednesday night. And then the sprint cars come back again after that. We were just talking about the Must-See Racing sprint cars. So it's midsummer, but we're not even close to scratching the surface of some of the best stuff yet to come here at Berlin. That's all coming up in the next few weeks. Love to have you all be live here on Flow Racing. But now we finally got most of these cars pushed started. Just a couple more to go. Let's go with the starting lineup on this one, as we're going to go 40 laps in the Sprint 500 non-wing sprint car series.
Yep, up front we're going to have the 31 of Derek Bishak. That's the sleek blue and orange paint job he's got right behind him. The number 67 of Kyle O'Gara. O'Gara does have a win this season here in the 500 Sprint Car Tour. That came back at Anderson on April the 8th. That was actually the first race of the season here for the 500 Sprint Car Tour. Taylor Ferns will be starting in the 55F, starting third. Jackson Masenko, one of the drivers that Devin Serra was kindly able to talk to for us, he'll be starting fourth in the 24. Bobby Santos III, the driver that was supposed to be doing double time tonight. Unfortunately, an engine problem in his wing car forced that to not be the case. However, he'll be driving his 22 500 Sprint Car non-wing tour machine in starting fifth place. Kody Swanson, your current points leader, two-time winner this season and finished third in the Little 500. He'll be starting in the 77 car, starting sixth. Dakota Armstrong in the number 1, starting seventh. Tyler Roahrig, you cannot find a hotter driver in one series so far at Berlin over the last couple of years. 3 straight wins in the non-wing sprints for the 56. The Plymouth, Indiana native looks to make it a 4 spot. It's going to be tough, though, starting in 8th. Jake McElfresh, of the driver of a Tom Brewer-owned machine, driving the number 64, starting 9th. Justin Harper in the number 53 car will be starting 10th. Tony Main in the number 74 car, starting 11th. Quinn Saman, one of 2 features for him tonight. He'll be starting in the yellow 5Q, starting 12th. Nick Landon in the number 82 car will be starting 13th. In the number 4, it'll be Corey Butler. He'll be back starting 14th. Chris Jagger in the number 27, starting 15th. And rounding out the field, the guy that had a little bit of trouble during qualifying, he'll be rounding out the 16-car field. Tom Patterson driving the number 11. Those are your cars, your 16 machines here in this field 40 laps coming up here for the 500 Sprint Car Tour.
Yeah, good to see Patterson make the field after kind of an interesting problem in practice and in qualifying, as you see the fans get ready to wave him off here. Double checkered flags from Tony Postma high atop. The Benton Baker pace truck now leads him around. 40 laps. We'll see. Tyler Roahrig was almost 2/10 faster than anybody else in qualifying, Brian. And you know, you raced against him in the super late models. He races outlaw cars, races these cars. I mean, he's one of the best in this area, if not the best in the country, certainly in short track racing.
Yeah, and especially at this track. He's so good at this track, no matter what he's in. But his record here in this series and at this track, you know, the last 3 in a row, it's going to be hard to beat him again this week, I think. But there's a few good guys out there. You know, you got Bobby Santos, you got Kody Swanson. They've both been around here, so yeah, this should be very good.
1 to go as the bet lights go off. The Benton Baker pace truck. Bishak O'Gara going to lead him to green. 40 laps. Fast qualifier Tyler Roahrig will start 8th. We'll see if he's able to work his way through.
That was the 3rd fast qualifier this year for Tyler Roahrig, and he was quick. Second here at Berlin Raceway. The Benton Baker pace truck is off. They get set to go here. 40 laps, the 500 Sprint Car Tour, part of this open wheel extravaganza. Green flag is in the air here at Berlin.
They dive down into turn number 1. Bishak and O'Gara leads the rest of the field. They stay side by side. O'Gara up on the outside by a half a car length. They stay side by side now into turn number 1. Good battle. Car twitches a little bit, O'Gara, but it's going to be Bishak leading lap number 1.
But right behind them, Taylor Ferns waiting in the wings, gets on the inside of O'Gara. O'Gara, though, is able to get a good run on the outside, and quickly to the inside, Jackson Masenko nearly makes it 3 wide in that 24 car. He backs off and will end up going back to 5th place as Bishak still holds a narrow lead over the 67 of O'Gara.
Very narrow. He's right there on the inside. Now up on the outside. Here comes Kody Swanson. And now O'Gara looks to the outside, maybe trying to make the pass on Bishak on the outside. Can't do it. Now moves back down to the inside, trying to find a way around. As Swanson continues to saw his way through the field in the 77, he's now 3rd.
Swanson looks to the outside, Ferns right on the inside, but look at this 77 go. He's your points leader for a reason, guys, as he now will look right behind O'Gara, who has taken the lead here in the 500 Sprint Car Tour. This is just 4 laps in a 40-lap feature. O'Gara takes the lead.
Kyle O'Gara grabs the lead away, now begins to pull away a little bit. Bishak kind of holding up, looks like Swanson and Ferns back there, possibly trying to find a way around right in the middle of the racetrack. Can't do it. So O'Gara continues to really pull away at the front.
A couple of slow cars back there. Bishak now will be passed by Swanson, and now it seems like only a matter of time. If Swanson can catch up with the clean air in front of him, it's about a half a second distance and maybe a little bit more between him and O'Gara. We'll see if he can make up the ground here. Lots of time left in this race as they're nearly 3 wide. Bishak right on the outside there of Taylor Ferns. Ferns able to hold on to 3rd. Right behind him, that's the 56 of Tyler Roahrig. He's making his way up to the field, guys. Lots of time left, but 33 laps to go.
Yeah, fast qualifier, Roahrig in the 56 up the outside. Just blows by Ferns, or at least close to blowing by Ferns. He's able to get around her now. Puts Taylor back to 4th. Tyler Roahrig, fast qualifier, up to 3rd. Your point leader runs 2nd. Caution flag is out at lap number 8.
And we had a couple of slow cars pull into the pits. Fortunately, from our view up here in the booth, I do not see anything, but then again, we have a lot of people. It looks like something maybe down in turn 4.
Now, safety truck has been dispatched. It's about to leave, so we'll see where it goes.
Not sure if something wrong with Chris Jagger's 27 car if he span out, but
yeah,
we'll
so
bring the field back together here on lap number 7, which is not good for Kyle O'Gara because he was having a good run, had a good distance between him and Kody Swanson, but now it'll be Kody Swanson and Tyler Roahrig right behind that 67 car.
Taylor Ferns runs 3rd, Roahrig 4th, and Bishak, who led the first 5 laps, 3 or 4 laps before, as you see the safety truck. Might be debris or something else.
Certainly could be, and it looks like they will slow down over there to check things out. I did see something during that midget race. I'm not sure if it was just some trash or something, but or it just could be me losing my mind. One or the other, but
So if you guys remember earlier, in practice, or qualifying it was, Tom Patterson had an incident on the backstretch. He spun down to the bottom of the track, held on to it, kept it straight, but his left front straight on this car, as you saw, is down pretty badly. They're going to try and push him back to see if they can work on this. This car is nowhere near safe to go back on the racetrack, so yep, looks like they're going to get him straightened out. He'll go down probably a few laps. Tom Patterson, the 11, trouble once again here, guys.
All right, so Patterson continues to struggle. So safety crew came out and assessed, but I didn't see them stop, so
something must have happened to Jagger's car, the 27.
maybe potential fluid or something else. Hard to know.
Yeah, because he's down on pit road being looked at by his team, so maybe he lost control of it. So
caution flag nonetheless. 33 laps to go. Kyle O'Gara, Kody Swanson, Taylor Ferns, Tyler Roahrig, Derek Bishak, Bobby Santos up to 6th now. As the sun begins to set and the racetrack will cool off a little bit. You can see the sunset right behind the trees there.
gives us a good, 30 minutes of the sun being right in our face. And we've talked about it before with other drivers, Brian. I think we have with you as well. How much does that sun affect you, especially when you're coming out of turn 2 when it's on the track?
I'm not sure if it's because the trees have gotten bigger or if maybe I've gotten blinder, but it doesn't really seem like it affects us as much as it used to. It used to be you come up, go through 1 and 2, and in the center of the corner all the way off from 2, it seemed like it was really, really difficult to see. But
I was
like I say, as the trees have gotten taller,
that's what I was going to say.
It really shades 1 and 2 a lot more.
Looking at it,
it don't seem as bad as it used to be.
Brian, you've been here a long time. It seems very, very green and very big back there. I think their trees are taller, and I think they are bigger, so that is actually having an effect, I think. I think it's less of a factor, especially when it gets low in the sky. So Mother Nature has had some built-in sunscreen on the backstretch. You can see how green it is back there. You can see all those trees. It's greened up nicely back there. All right, get ready to turn them loose. It will be a single file restart. O'Gara, Swanson, Ferns, Roahrig, Bishak, your top 5. 33 laps to go.
I think the single file restart would benefit O'Gara because he has no one beside him. Unfortunately, Swanson and Ferns are right there on his back bumper. They're not going to let him get too far of a lead as there's Tyler Roahrig, 4th place. He's right behind Ferns. Seemingly almost got the edge with the caution, forced him to start in 4th, but he's going to waste little time trying to get around that 55.
Taylor Ferns, now she looks down to the inside of Swanson. There she looks to the inside 55, trying to make the pass. And here comes fast qualifier Tyler Roahrig, who just shoots up the outside and goes around her. And now Roahrig, man on a mission up in the top groove. Oh, and he slides up there. Wow, Swanson went up there, flew up right in front of him. I don't know if he was there or not. I don't know how he could have known. Threw up there right in front of Roahrig.
Great awareness by Roahrig as well to realize it, back off, and then jump down to the inside. Couldn't quite complete the pass. Now he will, though, on the inside on the backstretch, as he quickly gets within striking distance of O'Gara. We have right now, looking at it, about 29 laps to go. O'Gara is going to have a lot of work to do as smoke is coming out of the back there of Chris Jagger, the 27 car. We'll see if we stay green as Roahrig makes the pass on the inside on lap number 11. Roahrig from Plymouth, Indiana, back out in front at Berlin.
Looks like we will stay on the green, at least for the moment. Car is going to make it back to the pits. So throw, maybe not surprisingly, Tyler Roahrig to the top of the heap at lap number 11.
Now the question will be, can anyone catch up to him, because he's just been so fast today. And you mentioned it, he was fast qualifier by 0.2 of a second, which is a wide gap, and especially when you consider that these guys are going 40 laps, guys and gals going 40 laps in this race, that gap is going to open up quickly.
Guys, Chris Jagger, it's a pit row. It looks like he is done for the
All right, Devin, thank you so much. Jagger is done for the night is what we got from that. Again, the microphones have a hard time working when all these sprint cars are at full speed out here.
It's the battle right now between McElfresh and Bishak, the battle for 8th place. McElfresh had a couple of good runs this season here in the 500 Sprint Car Tour. Just trying to keep the edge. In fact, McElfresh this year has one top 10 finish in his 4 featured races.
24 laps to go on this one as field is spread out just a little bit. There we see more good battles on the racetrack. Justin Harper part of that mix. Quentin Seaman, Tony Main. Good battle back there for a little bit farther.
Battle for 10th right now. Seaman holding things, is on the looking to the inside. There's Justin Harper. Main in that, they would say the Ronald McDonald red and yellow 74. As Seaman gets a little bit high and shooting it on in there, taking 10th place is Justin Harper. Still a good battle. Seaman, of course, will have to jump out of this non-wing car and into a wing sprint car. Getting ready for a 30-lap racing feature as Tony Main is able to take 11th place away from the South African native.
There's your leader, Tyler Roahrig. Let's do a full field rundown as we're 20 in and 20 to go. We are halfway. Tyler Roahrig leads Kyle O'Gara, Kody Swanson, Taylor Ferns, and Bobby Santos. Then it's Dakota Armstrong, Jackson Mitsenko, Jake Galfresh, Derek Bishak, Justin Harper, Tony Main, Quentin Seaman, and Nick Landon.
The lead now for Tyler Roahrig, it's continuing to grow. This time 2.5 seconds for Roahrig. And talking about, we've looked at the championship race in the Sportsman Series, talked about that, must-see racing. But here in the 500 Sprint Car Tour, Roahrig is trying to keep up with Kody Swanson. He's looking to become just the second guy in this series this season to win 2 races. Coming into tonight, before Roahrig was named fast qualifier, he was just 11 points back of Kody Swanson. A win here tonight will certainly help that cause.
See Taylor Ferns now trying to hold off Bobby Santos in that pink car. Santos has got on the back trying to get around Taylor Ferns. That would put him in the 4th position, her back to 5th. Dakota Armstrong runs 6th in the green car.
Not allowing these two to get too far away from him. Great job here by Santos just to kind of keep up. And obviously, you love to run double time, but you wonder, Brian, when you were doing the super stocks and super late models, did how you ran one race with one car affect how you did in the other?
Not necessarily. They were 2 different identities, and you just kind of focused on one, and when you was, doing one and then working on the other as you were doing that one. So they didn't really affect each other too much. If you were doing bad in one, didn't mean you're going to do bad in the other one. But yeah, it was. But the biggest thing is it takes a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to. It's really difficult to focus on 2 cars at the same time, but it's not impossible.
Makes for a long day. Go ahead, Devin.
You guys are on your screen seeing the battle heating up for the position as Bobby Santos get around Taylor Ferns. Bobby Santos had a great run going at Anderson Speedway nights ago. He ran 90% race in the lead for the final 10 laps. No failure. The car, and with that, caused him to fall to the back of the field. Today, he broke his wing sprint car and did not even qualify the car. So Bobby Santos has had all kinds of bad luck, and he told us earlier today he's just looking for some kind of consistency. A solid finish would go a long way in helping them get back to the mark they've run. One of the strongest cars in the Sprint 500 Tour now falls back to the 6th position as Dakota Armstrong works on him.
Yeah, Santos is one of the hard chargers in this division and the wing sprint division. One of the longtime racers of both of those cars, and certainly very accomplished here at Berlin Raceway as well. So Santos is one of those guys looking for a solid run after heartbreak broken early on in the wing sprint car. Santos has settled back to 6th. We're now down with 9 laps to go.
If anybody wonders why they don't show Tyler Roahrig on a TV screen, it's because he's stretched out to almost a 6-second lead.
It is huge.
I've been watching the intervals, and he's pretty consistently beaten 2nd place by 0.3 a lap.
Yeah, he's about to put Derek Bishak a lap down. Bishak is currently running in the 9th position. So if he does that, and he will. Brian, I got to ask you, because you're a race car driver, you've been around this place a long time. You got 7 championships and 50-plus wins here. A guy like Tyler Roahrig, how do you get that good when you get in? Obviously, it takes good equipment at times, but how do you get that good? Is it just, this is another dominating run here. We see him in these cars. We see him in outlaw cars. We see him in, how do you get that good?
That's the question everybody wants to know, is how do you get that good? But, earlier in an interview, Tyler was really saying how his crew and stuff does all the work, but, he's in that car because he's that good. They're not going to put somebody in it that can't get it done. So it's just luck of the genes, I guess.
Well, Jeans are working out now. The lead is 7 seconds. I mean, he is really putting on a clinic. We're talking about Tyler Roahrig here. They call him the Rocket from Indiana. And we've seen him every time he's here in these cars. He's dominant every single time. He's won here in super late models before. He's won dozens of times in outlaw late model cars. Not here so much, but here and other places. But boy, and in that car he's dominant as well. The super late model car, he doesn't own that car. That one's prepared for him, but still he's had some solid runs as well. Just one of those very talented and gifted race car drivers. And clearly the equipment under him is about as good as it gets because he continues. 7 seconds to lead, and he just looks like he doesn't make a mistake now. 2 to go.
And I mean, he's going to be pushing almost near 8 seconds for this victory, and I'm trying to think of the largest margin of victory in the history of Berlin. I mean, are we pushing that?
I don't know. 7 seconds, certainly in sprint cars. 1 to go this time by from Tony Postma. O'Gara is running second. Then it's Kody Swanson, Taylor Ferns, and Dakota Armstrong. 7.7 seconds. It's going to be all of 8 seconds when this one's over. And just another clinic from Tyler Roahrig. He made it look incredibly easy. Sure it wasn't. Double checkered flags. Tyler Roahrig wins another one. I believe that might be 4 now in this car at Berlin Raceway.
4 straight wins, second of the season. Roahrig challenging for the championship here in this 500 Sprint Car Tour. And when you have a car like that and you know this track like the back of your hand, good things will happen. And definitely did here today for the Indiana native. I wonder if you're Kyle O'Gara, you finished second place in a race like this, but do you really feel like you finished second place? I mean, 7.5 seconds was the final gap, guys.
Well, you know, we've had those races before. You're racing for second. No one was. I mean, I think the deal with Roahrig certainly was. I mean, he just was perfect from beginning to end.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think if you're Kyle O'Gara, you just look at it as a win because
exactly
you know,
right.
Tyler Roahrig was just in a league of his own.
He was good from the beginning. He unloaded, was fast in practice, fast in qualifying, and just didn't miss a beat. Car looks completely unscathed and near perfect. And that's the story. Jake McElfresh, Bobby Santos finished 6th, by the way. Jake McElfresh 7th. Derek Bishak, Jackson Mansenko, Justin Harper, Tony Main, Quentin Saman, and Nick Landon.
And then you go a little further back. Chris Jagger, Tom Patterson, and Corey Butler were unable to complete the 40 laps. You know, before he jumps out of the car, it's just still crazy to think about the little 500 where these cars run 500 laps around Anderson Speedway. That's a lot. Just after running 40 here, I couldn't imagine.
Doesn't seem little to me. Not at all.
Not at all. I think it's because they're smaller cars and that bigger 500 race they have in Indiana around that weekend in May.
Nice run for Tyler Roahrig. He's hoping to complete this feat here in a couple weeks. Next week in a super late model. 2 weeks after that, he'll be back here, I'm assuming, at Berlin. And both of those cars doing battle in the super late 24. But today, it's all about the 56 and Tyler Roahrig.
Tyler Roahrig in the 56 puts on another clinic. This is deja vu. 4 straight victories at Berlin Raceway and closes that gap in the Sprint 500 series to Kody Swanson. Congratulations, Tyler, on another dominating victory.
Yeah, thank you. Always a joy to come to Berlin. It's I tell anyone who hasn't been here, I always tell them it's one of the premier tracks, or the premier track actually in the Midwest. So we always like coming here for whatever reason. My sprint car runs really, really good here, so just thankful to keep coming back here. Thankful for CB Fabricating, Evan Jackson Racing Engines, Penske Racing Shocks, and just everyone who plays a hand in this car. My whole crew here. There's a bunch of people came here to watch the 56 car today and our team, so proud to get one done for a good crowd.
Earlier today when I talked to you and you set fast time, I mentioned that you are like John Force in the Gator Nationals. Drag racing fans will get that one. You just come here and time in, time out, put on the show for these fans. Why do you love Berlin Raceway so much? Why does this track suit so well for you?
I don't know. It's just, growing up, it was always a hard place to get a hold of. And, I've always wanted to run good here. A lot of good racers have came from this racetrack, especially on the late model side. But I don't know. I love coming here. It fits my style real well and fits my car real well. And like I said, it's just a great venue to come to.
Well, fans, there you have it. Tyler Roahrig, once again, that's 2 straight this year, 4 straight victories at Berlin Raceway in the Sprint 500 Series. He gets it done tonight in the 40-lap feature.
All right. Roahrig will celebrate tonight, and I'm assuming, Brian, we'll probably see him back next week. Unless he's traveling somewhere with this series, we'll probably see him back in the super late model, certainly for the Battle at Berlin coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we'll see him in the Battle of Berlin. Hopefully he has a little bit better run there than he did at the Money in the Bank. I know they had mechanical problems during that race.
Yeah, had some issues in the super late model. He's mentioned the late models tonight. I know that's one of the crowns he'd love to put on his mantle in addition to 4 wins here in this series. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Baton Baker Sportsman doing it again. Round 2 coming up next. You're watching Berlin Raceway live on Flow.